good for you. So you've got to apply some knowledge. You've got to study the past. Study the past so that you can understand very clearly how you got where you are today. Study the past so that you can understand how you went from building pyramids to living in the projects. Study the past so that you can understand how you went from being kings and queens to being players and getting played. Study the past, because all history is a current event. History repeats itself over and over and over again. So you study history. And as I bring this message to young folk, you know, they sometimes get overwhelmed by the names and the dates and the places. So sometimes it helps to break it down to them, to make it plain, as Malcolm said. So we talk about the importance of helping them understand how we went from being gods to becoming dogs. How we went from creating Ptah, the creator of the universe, to creating Pookie, the destroyers of neighborhoods and communities. That's our story. But we've got to understand how we regressed so that we can move forward. So I found over the years that one of the best ways to do this, one of the best ways to help people who don't like learning to understand is a little humor. And what better humorist to help us learn our history than Richard Pryor? I've got a short clip I want to share with you that I first saw in 1979. But it says in 3 minutes, what would take me 3 hours to say. And he says it so well, so I want you all to watch this clip. The microphone is near the speaker, so you all should be able to hear the dialogue. But watch this clip.
Professor! I got it open! Good heavens, man! Great Scott, we've discovered the fountain of all knowledge of Egypt in the entire world. Do you realize the importance of this moment, Smedley?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you see the brilliance, the untold years?
I see it, sir.
Oh,
Sir,
that's his medicine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
There you swine.
Look! What is this?
See.
Says, cannot. This is the elixir of life, sir.
The elixir of life?
The cure for all diseases. Wait, see here. Wait,
Give it to me.
There's an inscription on the bottom.
Give it to me. Give it.
Open at other end.
Lummox.
This can't be, man.
What?
You know what this is?
What is it, Buna?
It's the book of life.
Book of life.
In the beginning, when man arrived on Earth, the black gods did leave their spacecraft, and they walked, and they named the beasts of the sea and the animals of the land.
Heavens.
And man in his blackness did walk the earth, making medicine.
Medicine?
They discovered time. These were all black people got down. Wait a minute. There ain't nothing in here about whitey. This is ours, Jack. Wait till the brothers hear this.
Buna.
I'm gonna get this book out of here, baby. This tells me real tea.
Buna,
Check this out.
control yourself, don't you
What
see?
you mean, Jack? Look at this here. Black people started the music and the brain surgery back in the year 3 BC.
Yes, of course, Buna.
Man, they was getting down. This is it, brother.
Yes,
Everybody gonna know about this. This book. We can change the history. Civilization will be changed.
By all means.
Yeah, this is gonna be it.
Get the bulldozers. There's nothing here.
But.
Shut up! Good heavens, time for tea, eh?
What?
What Richard said. He found the book of life. The book of life. It's all us. What was the first thing he said? I've got to get this book out of here. Wait till the brothers see this. It will change the course of history. So in other words, we act the way that we do because we don't know who we were. We believe all of the lies that have been fed to us over the years, that we were nothing, we never created anything prior to our ancestors being enslaved. That is a lie. And there are others who are willing to perpetuate their lie, who are sitting on the truth right now because they understand the power of the truth. Let me just give you an example of how true this scenario is. How true this scenario is. A couple of years ago, Brother James Small called me on the phone and said, Tony, you need to come up to New York because there's this building in New York City, in Manhattan, that you need to check out. Folks, I got this reputation for being able to like decode symbols and what have you in architecture and things of that nature. Buildings talk to me. I don't mind telling you, buildings talk to me. And if you listen, you know, you can get something. And so I came down to look at this building, U.S. Customs House, built around 1908. And there are 4 statues at the entrance of this building. And they represent the 4 continents. And all of the continents, all of the statues are female figures because continents are named after women, because women give birth to people and nations. So the symbolism embedded in these statues is very profound, very basic. I want to focus on the first 3 statues because they're relevant to our story this morning. The first statue represents Africa. And here is an African woman sitting on the throne. It's a sister. You see her braid. She's bare-chested, but you notice she's asleep. And in sculptural symbolism, being asleep is a metaphor for being dead, being unconscious. And so you see here the 2 ends of her throne are a lion on one side, and here's a Herubadet from the entrance to a temple here. Here's Heromakhet. She's asleep. The next statue represents Europe. More specifically, represents Greece. This is Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom and war, sitting on her throne. And then the last symbol represents America. And America is sitting on her throne. Now, if you just look at these statues from the front, you know, they really don't tell you a lot. But when I walked around and looked on the side, I found the key to what these statues are all about. So let me just share with you what is literally hidden in plain sight. On the side of the statue of Africa, here's Heromakhet. Here's a front view of Heromakhet. There's this shadowy figure in a cloak. This person has just stolen something from Africa. And as a result of that theft, Africa is unconscious. Africa is dead. Yeah, but it sure sounds good, doesn't it? And then the next statue, Europe. We see here the same shadowy figure with a cloak partially removed. And this figure is holding in his hand a book, which is symbolic, the book of life, the book of knowledge. An open book symbolizes the application of knowledge. And here you see here Athena with an open book over the world, which symbolizes their use of this knowledge to conquer the world. It's all very clear if you know what you're looking at. And then the last figure, America, shows us the same shadowy figure with the cloak, fully removed now. So America is in full possession of the knowledge that was stolen by the Europeans from Kemet, and they are using this knowledge today. That is the reason why the United States of America, one of the youngest countries on the face of this planet, has become, in its short history, the wealthiest and most powerful nation on earth. That's not an accident. It's not because God blessed this nation. It's because they used knowledge that came from us and then used our ancestors to build this nation. And then withheld the truth from us for fear that we would turn on them. That's not our way. But we need to understand the process, and it is literally hidden in plain sight. Let me show you another example of this. Just so you can see that, you know, I'm not making this stuff up. You know, when you see something repeated over and over again, somebody's trying to tell you something. The question is, do you see what they're trying to tell you? Do you hear what they're trying to tell you? Sharpen your eye and tune your ear. They weren't just telling us this stuff just to say it, just because it sounded poetic. It's real. In D.C., where I've been living the last 38 years, after my second trip to Egypt in 1985, I began to see Kemet all over Washington, D.C. And I designed our field trip. It's a field trip, not a tour, because I tell folk, black folk cannot afford to come to D.C. as tourists. Our presence is all over the city, so it is a field trip. We must go into the field as students to research what is there and then learn how to apply that information in our lives so that we can transform our lives, change our behavior, and transform our community. That is what we're supposed to do. So this is my latest book, Egypt on the Potomac, which lays out this field trip. Let me just show you a couple of highlights. Everybody knows this building, right? Everybody knows this building, Lincoln Memorial. This is the statue of Lincoln, created by Daniel Chester French, the same sculptor who created those 4 statues of the continents at the U.S. Customs House. See, all of these folk work for for certain groups of people. And they all contain